in a three-piece suit. So you're...
Oh, yeah, that boy clean today.
He looks fresh today. It's almost like it could be Easter, but it's not. We're just celebrating the fact that this is round 3 of Lakers and Clippers and what could be a Western Conference Finals preview. So let me get you set on a tail of the tape because we've already seen this matchup twice before. And so far, the Clippers have certainly dominated the first 2 meetings. Get this, they're winning 25 of their last 30 battles in LA. That's the Clippers who have been controlling this series as of late. But these teams have never met in the postseason. They may finally this year. In fact, our basketball power index gives them a 37% chance that they will clash in the Western Conference Finals, and that is the most likely matchup. The Clippers, though, they're 10-0 this season, as Paul would tell you, with a clean injury report, which includes every game of their current 6-game win streak. So they are balling right now because they are healthy. And then there is Kawhi Leonard. He's 15-8 head-to-head against LeBron James. That's among the best records against King James, which includes Kawhi's title with the Spurs. Remember, that kind of ended the Heatles. Leonard also riding a 5-game win streak in those matchups. And I mentioned it before. He's averaging 32 points, shooting at 55% from the field when he goes up against the Lakers. Why is the Kawhi-LeBron matchup so difficult for King James?
This is a real thing because Kawhi Leonard is a cyborg. He doesn't play with his emotions on his sleeve. He competes defensively as elite as anybody we've seen in this game. And I want to show you something that happened in 2013. I was actually at this game working for this program. And Kawhi Leonard checks in the game as LeBron James is shooting a free throw.
That face?
He was not happy about that one. He was not enthusiastic. Now, if I was coming in the game, he would have thrown a parade. And so the greatness of Kawhi Leonard as he continued to translate himself into being the best complete two-way player in the game that plays LeBron James positions, that's why they're going to be a great rivalry going forward.
How did you find that clip?
I'm sure he was looking at Kawhi. I probably would make that face too. I mean, Kawhi is his ultimate nemesis, and to me, he's his biggest rival in the game. I mean, I know we talked about other players in the past, but he's the only one that stood up to LeBron on both sides of the ball, and he's played in the finals against him, and now they have a chance to play in the playoffs, in the Western Conference as crosstown rivals. And so in my eyes, I just think this is the best player in the game. He may not get MVP because he's missed some games, and like Jalen said, he's been the face of low management, but in my eyes, he's the best player in the game.
Something I always bring up, because Paul, you've said it so many times to us, when the Clippers are fully healthy, you believe they are the best team in the NBA. I just want to gauge the temperature of the table. Do we agree with what Paul has been saying?
I do agree, and this is his rival. LeBron in his career, all of the great Hall of Fame players that were like in the Eastern Conference, he didn't really create rivalries with them. He were able to disable or dismantle them. The Pistons got older, your big 3 team got older, and he played with Dwayne Wade, played with Chris Bosh, never really made a rivalry with Carmelo Anthony. So this is the guy, and it's going to be great for us to get a chance to enjoy it.
And LeBron right now in the first 2 meetings just averaging about 20 points per game, shooting 37%. That's his lowest average against any other Western Conference team. So you know it is difficult. And we talk about the rivalry on the court, Woj, but you've been following the rivalry off the court, the arms race that just continues between the Clippers and the Lakers.
Yeah, once the Lakers landed Anthony Davis last spring to pair with LeBron James, there was tremendous pressure on this Clippers organization to answer. They competed for Kawhi Leonard in the summer. They competed for Ty Lue. The Lakers offered Ty Lue their head coaching job. He didn't get a long enough contract offer. He ends up on Doc Rivers' staff as an assistant coach. You get to the trade deadline. Marcus Morris for the New York Knicks. Both the Lakers and Clippers vied for him. He ends up with the Clippers. Now they have a closing lineup with the Clippers of 5 two-way players. And they're always not just stars, but along the margins, the role players that can maybe not have a great impact over a long series, but can give you a great quarter in the postseason. Those are the edges that help win championships, and you have the Clippers and Lakers in an absolute win-now mode, trying to gain every edge they can on the other.
Yeah, it seems like they're not only preparing to win titles, but preparing for each other in a lot of ways. And something that the NBA as a whole has been preparing for, Woj, is the coronavirus, the potential outbreak that could continue. I know that on Tuesday, the expectation is to have a precautionary plan in place for most teams. What's the update that you have there?
Yeah, NBA executives, owners tell me that they are spending more time right now preparing to safeguard their organizations, their fans, from the potential of the coronavirus than anything basketball related. And, you know, the league has set into motion a number of plans if we get to a point where games have to be played in arenas that are empty without fans. We aren't there yet. We may not get there, but I think the league teams, the league office feels the next couple of weeks will tell a lot, you know, about what the league's response to this has to be. But constant communication going on between the league office teams and health services.
Yeah, well, we'll certainly keep an eye on that. And luckily, we are all here. The fans are here, and we are in luck because we have an amazing game coming up.
6 points, including the game-winning shot.
He hasn't fared as well as he'd like to, but it's been difficult because they throw a lot of bodies at LeBron, and they play physical, and they anticipate his moves. But here's what he's going to have to do, and this is what he's really, really good at, is surveying the offense as it's being run, and then he picks and chooses his spots when he catches the defense looking or lapsing. He's very good at reading the defense. Here he is again. He's going to go under the pick. Beverly's going under the pick. You see right there now as AD clears out. LeBron, once again, he's looking in the paint, and once he gets in there, you know, he does a pretty good job of putting up high percentage shots. Another Patterson's on him this time. Another body from San Antonio. Look at the pick. If the defender doesn't get to the elbow, that's where he wants to get to. That's another opportunity and another situation. Now here's Patrick Beverly crowding him and blocking that shot. Now in the 2 games against the Clippers, he's only shot 37% from the field, 17 from 3, and only averaged 20 points. So that's a bad sign for the Clippers, I believe, because I think LeBron's coming out tonight realizing how they guarded him. He's looked at video. I'm sure he's looked at video tons and tons. What individual has played him, how Kawhi plays him, how Beverly plays him, how George might play him. So historically, that's been his ammo, is to know how he's being guarded, know how to defense. So I look for LeBron to expose whether he's scoring or whether he's dropping dimes to his teammates. I think he'll do both.
Great breakdown. They're a big game. Let's go inside access, take it one step further, take a look at how LeBron James' numbers versus the league compared to his numbers versus the Clippers. And you see points and percentages, guys, really jumping off the screen, staring at you when it comes to the King against the rest of the league versus the Clippers.
Yeah, we're not talking about LeBron versus Charlotte or LeBron versus Golden State this season. We're talking about LeBron against probably the top defensive team in my mind. They're not quite there ratings-wise, but the Clippers are tough, period, and they have a lot of good, tough wings. I feel like the Clippers constituted their team basically to stop a guy like LeBron James. When you go out and get Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, you're talking about 2 of the best defensive-minded wings.
And Ty Lue.
And Ty Lue, of course. I mean, you know,
it's true. It is very
Coach
true.
Ty Lue.
Yeah, I mean, Steve Ballmer is not foolish. You know, he's trying to figure out a way to not only win a championship, but kind of get to the Lakers. And they did some good moves during the offseason. And now it's LeBron's turn. Now, you know, as you said, he's got the chessboard in front of him. What's his counter move going to be today? Can't wait to see.
We got everything we wanted and more, I would say, with LeBron and Giannis on Friday when it comes to that MVP discussion. But the task is only getting stronger for LeBron today against Kawhi. You want to see the same kind of approach from the King.
Well, I was going to say, you know, he played against the #1 defensive team in the Bucks, and you saw what he did against them.
Right.
And so they have the length. They have the same type of toughness. And so I think that was a good, you know, setup for the Clipper game. So, you know, he's been playing good against defensive teams and figuring things out, really dominating. So he's ready for this one today. He knows that, you know, the Clippers really target him. Beverly, Kawhi, they think they have him. But, you know, the King's been around long enough to know how to get out of this. And I'm looking forward to seeing how, you know, they start. They played big and had some success against the Clippers. I can't remember if it was the first or second game. Then they went away from it. I mean, McGee, Dwight Howard, they were inside. getting those little lobs and dunks and putbacks, and that caused some problems. Once they get under the perimeter with the Clippers, it's tough because they can switch and they have length and strength out there. So it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, James, not a real lot of height on the Clippers team. You've got Zubac starting at center. He's still a young kid trying to figure out his role in the NBA. After that, a bunch of 6'8" guys. Michael Green, Marcus Morris, Montrezl Harrell, only 6'7". Is this a game where like JaVale and Dwight Howard kind of have to assert their dominance down low?
Absolutely, and I think it was game 2 or maybe the first game. Anyway, that's what's going to loosen up things for AD or LeBron on the outside, for Green. They have to pound it inside. Even if you're not scoring, you give it to McGee, let him, make a drop step, he might get a foul on somebody. So there's ways to loosen up their defense and expose, and I think they have to take advantage of their height. They did it in one of those games, and they got to get back to that. That makes it easier for Pope, Kuz to shoot threes, and guys like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how the coaches.
Matt, we want to let you know the Atlantic Sun Championship game is underway right now over on ESPN News.
They guys got to be ready to combat it with physicality, toughness,
16 and 15, but they won
We're
the
getting
most
closer to
recent
tip-off
meeting
at
against
Staples
Liberty.
Center. Paul
The
George
Flames trying to get
has
to
not
30
been
wins
healthy
on the
all
year.
season.
We'll see that game next
He's already
year on
missed
ESPN
22
after
games
our
this season.
finish.
His
Matt.
21 points per game is the lowest average that he's had in a full season since 2013.